I saw it drag Kofi's body into the trees, and it looked back at me with his face. This happened when I was 16. I lived in a small village near the edge of a big forest in Nigeria. It was the kind of place where people didn't ask too many questions about what they heard at night. You just locked your doors, said your prayers, and hoped the forest didn't notice you. But Kofi wasn't like the rest of us. He was a hunter. Brave. Strong. The kind of man who would go into the bush alone and come back with a lion's paw or a python twice his size. People respected him, even feared him a little. He wasn't scared of the forest. He said the spirits feared him. One evening, after the rains, some kids came running into the village crying about noises in the bush. They said they saw something with long arms and a face like wet clay watching them from the trees. Everyone told them to shut up and go to bed, but not Kofi. Kofi just smiled that proud smile of his and grabbed his hunting bag. He told us he'd be back before midnight. He didn't take a lantern, just his machete and his charms. His wife begged him not to go, but he told her, "I will bring back its head." That night, I couldn't sleep. Around 2 in the morning, I heard someone knocking on my window. Soft knocks. Too soft for Kofi. I got up and looked out. It was him. Or, it looked like him. But something wasn't right. His skin was too smooth, too shiny. His eyes were all black, like boiled eggs without whites. And when he smiled, it looked practiced, like someone pretending to know how. He didn't say a word, just pointed at the forest and walked away. I followed. I don't know why. Maybe I was scared. Maybe I wanted to believe it was him. I followed him all the way to the edge of the trees, then deeper into the bush. I didn't hear any crickets, no frogs, just our footsteps and the sound of something breathing nearby, something big. Then he stopped. He turned to me, still smiling. His neck twisted too far, like it was rubber. And he whispered, but the sound didn't come from his mouth. It came from behind me. I turned around, and there it was. Tall, thin. Its body looked like it was made of old bark and bones. It had no face, just a flat surface where a face should be. And it moved like smoke, like it didn't belong in this world. Kofi, or whatever was wearing him, took a step back and pointed at me. But the thing didn't want me. It grabbed him, pulled him apart like a doll, and then, God help me, it wore him again, right in front of me. It crawled inside his skin. Then it looked at me with his face, smiling. I ran. I didn't stop until I reached the village. I screamed and cried and told everyone what I saw, but no one believed me. 3 days later, Kofi came back. At least, something looking like Kofi. He doesn't speak much now, just sits under the big tree and watches the forest. Sometimes he hums songs no one's ever heard before, and at night, sometimes, he knocks on people's windows.